listeners to Healthy Mind, Healthy Life. I'm your host, Sana. And listeners, this is the space where today we are going to dive into a conversation that could completely shift the way you think about healing. Now we are told that meditation, journaling, therapy, they are keys to mental wellness, of course. But what happens when you are doing all the right things? You are you are ticking all the check boxes, but you are still feeling stuck, anxious, or overwhelmed. And listeners, my guest, she knows that struggle intimately. After building a multi core wellness empire that suddenly collapsed, while also navigating her young son's autism diagnosis, a crumbling marriage, and her own deep depression, she realized that surface level solutions weren't enough. She went deeper, far deeper. And what she discovered became the foundation of the iReAwake method, a process that's helping people all over the world heal emotional pain from the root. And we're talking about lifting lifelong blocks, sometimes in a matter of days when traditional approaches have failed. So, listeners, this conversation is not about chasing fixes. It is about finally understanding why your healing might feel incomplete and what you can actually do about it. So let's get into it and let's welcome Mridula Agarwal. So, Mridula, welcome to the show. And I'm really, really honored to have you here with us.
Thank you, Sana. It's truly a pleasure to be here as well. Uh, this topic is very close to my heart, because I have myself personally struggled during those particular years, like from 2018 all the way up till 2023, I guess. Those were the years I personally suffered quite a lot, going from door to door, yoga experts, meditation experts, astrologers, tarot card readers, therapies, NLP, counseling, whatnot, and I was running from pillar to post in hopes, in desperate hopes that, my solution perhaps will have, my problem will have a solution perhaps. And, strangely enough, people have this way of, deferring.
Hmm.
It will happen. Tomorrow it will happen. Don't worry. It will happen over its own passage of time. Be patient. Let it go. It's okay. You're stressing too much. Forget it. Just take it easy. And you know what? It never ever worked. Because, it's something like this. And the metaphor that I would have in my head would be something like this that, I'm being stabbed
Mhm.
and I have that knife stuck inside of me and I'm bleeding and I'm in deep pain. And every time I'm going to a counselor, the counselor is advising me a lot many things. But dude, pull it out already. It's hurting me. That never happened with any of the technique that I for so many years kept on trying. And it's not that I'm advocating anyone against all of these techniques, but I know firsthand that how much of urgency of support anyone needs when they are going through a crisis. And if you do not get a right kind of support at the right kind of time, the doubts start creeping in. You start questioning yourself. Maybe I was aiming for too high. Maybe my life was supposed to be like this. Maybe I should learn to accept what I've been dealt with. The kind of phrases that comes out, okay, maybe you were being too over smart, too ambitious, too expecting. And this is what the life is, learn to accept. And these kind of doubts, societal and cultural norms, the kind of, I would say the toxic self-help that has gotten set up in the way that, you have to endure it, you have to sit with it, you have to feel it. I think it really pushes people away from the real healing because then they lose hope. They feel it's my karma, I'm just getting punished. So I wanted to dedicate this particular conversation, especially to this topic, because I've seen so many people, brilliant, hardworking, sincere people, doing everything they're told, okay? Practicing mindfulness, going to therapy, journaling, meditating, astrologers, tarot card readers, you just name it. Everybody is doing everything in their power, but yet they feel stuck. And then after a while, this kind of, delirium sets in. They're just, slowly boiling themselves over and over again, like those metaphorical frogs. And God knows when the problem will get cleared. They still feel heavy, unclear, unfulfilled, and the life drags on. And that's where my main uh, farce is that
Mm.
with the discovery that I made during my healing process, I worked with hundreds of people from all walks of life. See, I have been into healing for almost like 24 years now. But
Yeah.
all these years, I was doing healing for my personal feel good factor. I mean, I think I was too much of a child to even understand what exactly I was doing back then. I learned healing when I was in school. And now I have upgraded so much and I have, uh, you know, worked with so many people. And now I realize that, the reason why people, despite all their efforts, they remain stuck is because healing is required at a lot of levels. So,
Mhm.
in the mind space of subconscious mind, your chakras, which hold the memory and data for your this lifetime, the imprints of many other lifetimes, the patterns that you have carried from your ancestral wounds, your akashic record, everything is already scripted and coded in your energy blueprint. And with respect to what kind of energy you are, what kind of person you are, you get the kind of thoughts, you do those kind of actions, and then your life shapes up in response to that. And it is these energy blocks which are buried much, much, much deeper. They all need to be cleared in all levels simultaneously with a precision. Unless and until we do not do all the levels, like we do not peel off the entire layer, we are
Mhm.
still stuck.
Hmm.
So, unresolved emotional imprints,
Mhm.
childhood vows, ancestral patterns, karmic memories, all the chakra blockages, subconscious beliefs, conditioning, psychological upbringing that you have had, the viewpoint with which you are living a life, everything, all totality, shape your thoughts, behaviors, bodies, everything. The kind of people you attract in your life, the kind of success you have in life.
Exactly. Exactly. And there's so many factors playing into this. And Mridula, one question comes to my mind is, does everyone have all these energy blocks, or is it something that people who are really go-getters, ambitious, they think outside the box, um they suffer through this? If you can just shine some light on this concept of energy blocks, because someone who might be doing meditation or breath work, they might feel that yes, it makes me calmer, I don't feel any, I do feel the difference in there, but then uh, the scary part to me is it that maybe they're not even realizing it, that it's just kind of could be a placebo effect of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
Mhm.
So, Sana, everyone has energy blocks. Let me put it out very bluntly. Even the top most achiever on this planet will have an energy block. And the reason why you feel very evident with the high achievers is because they are trying to push through the script.
Hmm.
And moment they try to push through the script, they try to rise up to their destiny. It is then the fate starts testing them. And this entire concept that fate, you cannot go beyond fate and destiny is pre-written, it's not correct. The fate is always testing you. It is pushing your boundaries so that you discover your blocks and you find a way to break through them. And if you are able to rise up to the occasion, you will not only achieve the destiny which has been written for you, but you will also unlock a higher destiny for yourself. Now, everyone, like we have 7 chakras in our body, and everyone is born at a chakra, at an energy of a certain chakra. Like 80% of the people are born at a root chakra level. Root chakra is at the base of the spine, and it basically dictates your survival. And anyone who is stuck at that particular level will be always chasing money, safety, and wealth. The relationships will be done from escape. Okay, this particular person can provide for me. Okay, this particular person has got a family that I can settle into. And not from the space of, am I vibing with this person? Does this person make me feel come alive? The career decisions or the whole life will be about how can I get myself educated? How can I get myself a job? How can I get myself a safe house? How can I, create wealth for my future generation? And after everything is settled, maybe in 60s and 70s, I'm going to think about philanthropy because by then I will be set. And sadly, that's the script of 80% of people on planet. They're chasing EMIs, they're chasing the jobs they hate, they are buying cars they are stuck in for hours in traffic, hating everything about their life. So that is a level of the energy script you're born with. And let's say someone who is born at the energy script of, let's say, third eye chakra. Third eye chakra is about vision. It's about, uh, futuristic inventions. It's about leading the humanity into a next plane. So, what kind of life will those people be leading? What kind of challenges will those kind of people be having in their life? The kind of life they will have is of invention, curiosity. They are not people who are stuck at how will I live through this month. They will be the people who will be completely at the next level. They will be like, okay, what kind of creation do I need to do? What kind of discoveries do I need to do? What kind of deals do I need to strike so that something better happens for the humanity?
Mm.
So everyone has block to answer your question, Sana. Everyone has blocks, but everyone has different kinds of blocks because everyone's life destiny is different. And based on whatever destiny is crafted for them, based on their entire soul blueprint, their past karmic record, that it's like a personalized game, okay, for you. You need to break out of the script. It's like you're really in the matrix.
Mm. Oh.
So, this whole thing, why this is happening only to me.
Mm.
So, wake up. It's happening to everyone, but in a different way.
That is
So-
true. That is one thing I've realized through so many conversations. And this was like 5-10 years back. Of course, I
Mm.
wasn't that much matured, but I used to think everything that is happening to me. And
Mm.
it's this one strange thing that I kind of believed initially, but now I do not believe in it at all. That if today I'm very happy, everything is going fine, tomorrow it's going to be the worst day in my life.
Yeah, we are afraid of happiness and success because what if it comes down crashing?
Exactly.
And how do you know, Sanan, that that pattern is broken?
Um, I think I've stopped believing in it because I've been like today I've been very happy. Tomorrow, the day after that day also I was happy. So there have been events like that, when I had actually continuous a period of happiness and small success, personal success. So that kind of broke that belief that it's all in it's kind of a once again a placebo effect. So don't believe in that. Um, I think I believe that I should believe in myself and
Hmm.
let's just go with it and it will be fine.
So, quick check. Because you asked this question, so I'm going to respond to you with a series of questions that will allow you to discover an answer. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So, do you allow yourself to fully immerse in, a laughing riot or maybe a teasing banter or maybe, let me go outside and indulge myself into sinful foods or splurge? Or are you someone who kind of holds back still?
I still hold back more because of the financial aspect.
No, but then when I'm saying indulgence, it could be even a street side food.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, money has got no relation with the happiness. The most I have seen most miserable, lot of miserable people who have a lot of money, and I also have. I'm pretty sure all of us have seen people who are dirt poor and they're still very content. Not content, I would say they're happy. Happiness is in a moment. It's not a very continuous thing.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So how do we know that you have really stopped believing it and the pattern is broken? How do we know? By your experience,
Yeah.
Um, has it happened to you that one minute you're able to cry and one minute you're able to regret, and the next moment you're absolutely content, all within 1 hour?
Yeah, it has happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, to answer your question, Sana, if the pattern is really broken,
Mhm.
that particular, I would say pendulum like swing,
Mm-hmm.
The doubt will, it will become natural to you that, you can do whatever that boundary allowed you to do. So, for example, if today is a good day, tomorrow can be bad day. So the thought will be on the lines. The thought will cease to exist that the day, the continuity of day, the order of day has got anything to do with anyone. It
Mm.
will be like, okay, fine, this moment is like this. Next moment can be like anything else. And third day could be completely different and it's okay. And I will make the best use of whatever I have got to get to the point where I need to be.
Mm.
So the focus shifts. The focus is then moved on to things that you want to achieve and not the problems that you have which are stopping you to achieve.
Exactly. Yep.
Hmm. So this is how it is.
And let's talk about Mridula, the iReAwake method. Um, and you have had. I mean, if I can use any adjective in there, but and this actually has happened um with people in my acquaintances,
Mm-hmm.
a family that suddenly they're losing their jobs or something is happening to their business, and then at the same time they're having some kind of personal, maybe it's a relationship or it's a marriage, it's a divorce, or I mean, um it's like every problem, I'm getting problems from all the sides, everyone, every aspect of life is trying to hurt me. It's like the
Yeah.
universe is conspiring against me. So
Mhm.
you developed this Ayurvedic method after your own collapse. So
Yeah.
can you walk us through how this process came up, and how does it work differently than any other traditional, talk therapy and
Mhm.
coaching, or stuff like that?
See, I went through this whole charade. The universe is conspiring against me. And I have always been a gifted person, gifted child. I could see through the timelines. I could always have very awake dreams.
Mhm.
I was someone who could predict things with far more precision
Wow.
and variety of other energy stuff that, somehow I always felt that I'm, losing my head. I'm going crazy. That was the connotation I had attached to it.
Yeah.
And remarkably, through the times, as I grew up, I drifted into the mainstream career. I was aspiring to be a doctor initially. And somehow now I understand what was happening. But at that point of time, that was the first time me experiencing failure. That two times I sat down for a medical the pre PMTs, which was pre medical test,
That's right.
a competitive exam.
Yeah.
And both the times I just was shy of 1 marks
Oh.
of cracking it. Okay. And I no, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I have a gifted memory. I've had a brilliant academic performance career. And my teachers, even myself, couldn't believe that, I would not pass. I would not qualify.
Mm.
Everybody had hopes pinned up on me, and I had my hopes pinned up on myself that okay, this is something I can of course crack. But on looking back, I realized that as I was going deeper and deeper into the studies of medical, I somehow became more and more convinced that the mainstream medical does not have all the solutions or even sometimes the answers to why this particular disease happened.
Mm.
And the psychic part of me, or the more energy receptive part of me, who kept on, nudging me to say that, hey, Mridula, this is not going to work. Like, this is not disease. This is someone who needs some help at an energy level. And at that point of time, I didn't even have such kind of rich vocabulary. But even then, I knew that, this person's thought process, this person's energy or their background, their ecosystem is making them unwell
Mm.
by instinct, by intuition. And this kind of thought process, which is called as, technically, it is called as internal conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So if a part of me is not convinced about something, you may call it a self sabotage, which is a very poorly used word. But in the method of energy, nothing is a self sabotage. A part of you which loves you and cares for you would not allow you to take a wrong step. So if I'm not going to be convinced about doing medical because I'm not convinced with the science, quite obviously, I would just, walk into the entrance hall and I would zone out. I would come outside and, everyone is discussing question paper and I would be telling them all the answers. And myself, I would be wondering, oh my God, I don't even remember attempting this question at all. And as I, got deeper and deeper, so after my medical did not happen, I said, okay, fine, chuck it. I got into MBA. I did my food technology. I got into MBA. I started with my food business. And there came a point. There came a point exactly like that, which recurred again. In one particular month, I lost 10 lakh per month worth of sales, which was a contracted sales. Like I lost 3 contracts, which meant that my business is going to effectively shut down. And my child got diagnosed on an autistic spectrum, and I still continued with my business because I thought, I will do therapy and I was trying to be too strong. I will fight through everything. I will wade through the problems. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. That was my thought process. And then still, despite my best efforts, everything collapsed. And I was full of complaints. I was full of complaints. I said, God, you have failed me. I did everything right. I have done nothing in my life wrong to be deserving all of this. I have been an honest businesswoman. I've been a good mother. My child has done nothing wrong. Why did I get punished like this? It was looking like a punishment. And every time as I went through NLP and everything, so NLP or any kind of coaching or subconscious technique, journaling, it deals with your subconscious mind, okay? So your subconscious mind is playing certain scripts. Like, okay, in that point of time, one of the prevalent script of my subconscious mind was you have to struggle to get to somewhere. So my life would be always full of struggles because that equated to him getting somewhere. Everything in life cannot be perfect, which meant some area of my life would always be imperfect. That's an unconscious mind playing script, okay? And then there are deeper scripts, the deeper scripts where I'm not acknowledging my psychic side, where I'm trying to be over practical about everything, ignoring who am I and what do I really want. And then the questions after my therapy, so called therapy and NLP and everything, I still felt discomfort in my body. Like I would really feel the whole body being split into two. And that was something that was, and I would see metaphors. And I have this huge clairaudience, clairvoyance, which is full fledged active. And everybody would be telling me, no, the work is done and you're going to be all good. And I'll be like, no, this is not good. I cannot feel the consonance in my own body. I do not feel congruent in my own body. I don't think it is done. Then came the advice, you need to stop doubting. I said, no, maybe I'm listening to the wrong kind of crowd again. Maybe I need to start looking myself. Where do the answers lie for me? And it was at this juncture, everything came. You know how you have a flashback in movies and everything kind of rewinds, and suddenly you realize, oops, this is how what I missed the first time. It's like you're solving a big crime case. So it was in that moment, and it may sound very very weird or cliched, but this is my reality and my constant reality. That one particular night, I had done Reiki, the energy work, learned Reiki when I was in class 10th. And when I was in class 10th, sitting in that classroom, I remember that teacher, that guru who was there, telling all of us that human beings are really stupid. Reiki is one of the most advanced, highest known spiritual gift to the mankind. It was the energy of Buddha, it is the energy of Jesus, which has been sent to us for human benefit, out of the benevolence. And when you invoke gods and deities using Reiki, and now I know for a fact, back then also I knew, but I chose to forget. So he said that humans are really stupid. They come to God last. After everything has happened, after a lot of problems have happened, after everything has crashed, they try everything first, all the human methods. And after everything failed, then they go to the God and say, God, now you are my only savior. And then the God laughs. God says, really, I'm the most powerful force in the entire universe, and you are coming to me in the end? That's so stupid. And I had this exactly same dream. Like somehow during the whole crisis, whole night, I mean, there were nights and nights where I really cried and make myself sleep. Cried myself to sleep, literally, because I was like, God, this is not fair. God, this is not fair. You need to do something about it. This is not fair. I need some answer. And then this dream happened where I was back in the classroom. And again, I heard all of this. And again, I woke up confused. I said, so this is what I've been asking you, that you are the most powerful being. So you do something. And then it clicked me. Ding. I need to go back to Reiki. I reignited myself. I got myself more attunations. And then the answers, which were hidden, which were right in front of me, which were hidden, they came to me. And the answer was like this. Mridula, you never started business. You initially started business because you loved food. You wanted to do food. And then my voice whispered to me, but were you really enjoying it since last 2 years? And I had to be honest, I wasn't. I said no. Then the voice again asked, weren't you trying to get yourself out of that business? Again, I said, yeah. So then again came the question. So when you were trying to get yourself out of the business, how exactly did God cheat you? So
Wow.
I said, okay, but I did not ask for the loss. So then it was like, so the question again came to me. Were you trying to really enjoy life and create a business and have a beautiful life? Or were you going through the scheme that let me make first money and then I will do my spiritual business? I said I was in the second kind of model.
Mm-hmm.
So then they said, then the voice again asked me, then is that fair? I said, no, that's not fair. I was not doing what I really wanted to do.
Mm.
So the universe conspired with me, with a part of me,
Oh.
which was not happy, which was deeply desperate, depressed, already broken. And that particular mm, pattern got mirrored into the really into my life as not as a breakdown, but as a breakthrough.
Wow.
And it took me many, many years to understand it.
That is, I mean, and all, um, so you had kind of, conversation with your um, inner
Divine self, yeah.
self, your higher self, and all this happened in a single day, or was it like moment to moment, some realization, some questions?
It happened. Healing is very painful,
Mm.
Sana. Healing is like, you're peeling off onion
Yeah.
without anesthesia. So, so it's like you're really peeling out yourself. And so the thing with energy work is like this. You have to go through series of attunements and there are levels, okay?
Okay.
And doing energy work is very easy. Today you come to me, I'll teach you the theory. I'll give you the energy, which is like a flame you carry within yourself forever, for yourself and for others.
Mm-hmm.
And all you have to do is just invoke it, and the energy is going to flow within you, through you, to you, whichever way you want it. It's very easy. And all it does is it clears you out. It purges everything that you are carrying within yourself, which is not yours to carry, which is too heavy. But the problem or the downside with it is everything is going to be out in the open. Like, for example, if you're scared of dogs, imagine what's going to happen the moment you take energy work.
Oh my God.
Every corner, every street of the corner, every building, all the dogs might come and attack you. Everywhere you start seeing dogs, because that is the fear you are carrying.
Mm.
And those kind of hurts that we all carry, this did not happen and that did not happen and this and that, those kind of experiences, they become raw all over again. And some days are like you're really crying for the reasons unknown to you. And the next day an insight comes. And that particular feeling that you were having yesterday, that becomes so alien that you cannot even relate to it any longer.
Mm.
So healing is like that. That is how, in the process of 4 years, with the gifts that I had my answers step by step by step, because I was rejecting myself so much, my own power so much, my own gift so much that I was rejecting life itself. That is how my body got diseased.
Mm.
So when you cannot accept who you are, what God has given you cannot feel your own pain, you cannot have compassion for your own self. The probability or even the room for you being empathetic to someone else goes out in the window.
Mm.
And then you're just caught up in troubling patterns because you cannot show empathy or sympathy to your own self because you have created a heavy armor above it. I am strong and I will not cry. Then what happens? Where does that empathy go? It goes out to someone else. So you find someone else in pain and you are there to soothe them because you could not soothe your own self.
Mm.
And then you are caught up with all kind of people who are broken and they're just sponging off your energy. You're feeding your energy to them.
To them, yeah.
That's how, people have this narcissistic empath kind of a dynamics happening.
Absolutely. Wow.
So the soul rebirth process, it came across when I underwent, I think, 40, 50 energy attunements. And I had to face everything that I was holding. And every moment of it was very profound. There were a lot of discoveries. It was like, oh, I didn't know that this itself was a problem. I mean, if you know what's a problem, you can fix it. If you do not even know that could be a problem, how will
Yeah.
you even fix it?
Yeah.
So the kind of revelations I had and the kind of parts of myself that I had to recover, the part of me that I had lost to the time where I could be free like a bird, I could laugh openly, I could have that faith one more time that life will take me to wonderful places. The kind of part of me, which could immerse itself without feeling scared, without feeling lost. The part which was open to exploration and not be afraid of making a mistake. Those parts I had really lost, and those recovery of those parts, layer by layer, level by level, even the past life, like the so-called witch wound. I don't know if you're aware of it or not. The part if I'm gonna expose my gifts to the world,
Mm.
I'll be hunted and harmed.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Even that was very palpable for me. So even to the past lives and many, many past lives and the paranormal experiences that comes as gifts to you during this journey, it was certainly not easy.
Well, yeah.
And then came, and as I ascended more and more into the energy work and I completely unlocked everything, it was in my dreamlike states, it was in my deep trances or in my meditations that I kept on decoding. A part of me was kind of decoding. And then the surprise came. People started to come to me. And these were not the normal kind of people, I have dog phobia, I cannot concentrate on my exam. No, those were not those kind of clients. These were the kind of clients who were having suicidal ideations, who were on medications.
Mm.
Those were the clients who had very violent sexual attack histories, child abuse.
Mm.
Those were clients who were in middle of a very abusive relations, being abused physically, emotionally, every
Mm.
day, very violently. And I realized those were the people unconsciously I wanted because I knew that with the current kind of facilities that we have in the market as a kind of toolkit, these people will not be able to get themselves out anywhere else. And I did not want them to suffer in a way that I had suffered, going from door to door below the post in hope that someone would help me and then come back more despaired and desperate.
Mm.
And case by case, person by person, the breakthroughs came and came and came. And it is in the whole process I consolidated the soul rebirth process. All parts of you, all pieces of your soul which are hurt, broken, betrayed, not respected, silenced, chalked away, or God knows what, they all have to be retrieved back. And they have to be sealed in with the parts of you who are loved. They know how to love. They know how to trust. They know how to find safety, who have experience of doing best that they can. Those who can shine, those who believe that the world is a good place if we are good. The part of you which has discretion, which is not so uh, emotional fool that I will go and be good to the world and the world will be good to me. No, that will not work either. The part of you which is strong, level headed, logical, and the part of you which is sensitive, sensible, intuitive, and empathetic. You need all of you. All of you. No playing in parts. And that's the beauty of the whole process. It will take care. Moment you fix all your parts, moment you get out yourself from that, experience that maybe life is very hard, which is a combination. This kind of thought process, which is subconscious script, is being run from many, many lifetimes where you have seen a lot of scarcity. If you are born at a root chakra level, maybe you have seen your parents going through a lot of struggles, a lot of arguments. Maybe you are looking everywhere. You're seeing layoffs are happening, this are happening. Maybe the world is a bad place. That kind of script, it will not even resonate with you any longer. Those kind of thoughts themselves will not come to you only. Because now you operate from a very different space energetically. You will understand that life is what you make of it. It's like a formula you're cracking in a lab.
Mm.
And only if you play it right, it's just a matter of moment and you can get whatever you want. World is full of opportunities. So your thoughts themselves shift. That's a byproduct of your energy.
Totally, totally. And Mridula, and because we are talking about energy, and energy is something, as scientifically we all have studied about it, that it cannot be destroyed, can be transmuted, or and sometimes because, and I may be wrong, but
Hmm.
we are um energetically active.
Hmm.
We are tending to another person's energy, which is kind of dictated by traumatic experiences, darker forces, some of the darkest corners of their minds, maybe shaped by the
Hmm.
experiences. So it can be a possibility that we are also kind of extracting or maybe absorbing a portion of that energy. Is it right? And has this happened with you?
This is right, Sana. This is absolutely right.
Mhm.
And so, see, there are multiple things you can decode out of this particular kind of interaction.
Mhm.
Firstly, any person who themselves are on a healed platform, at a place where they themselves are whole and to a certain degree healed, to a great degree healed, they will not um, attract or endure such kind of people in their life.
Hmm.
So, first thing, the question is on you. What are you doing to attract such kind of people? Okay.
Mm.
Second thing, let's say it's a family member, a bond you did not consciously choose, at least, even if at a soul level it was given to you, sure. But then also it is trying to teach you something. Maybe when you're trying to deal with that person, you need to learn to to manage your own boundaries. Or maybe the lesson is about how to break out of the toxic people and not be emotionally hunger. Or maybe the lesson is about how you can become a greater version of yourself and help that person out of the trauma.
Mhm.
You don't know what the lesson is. But if that person is constantly there in your field, energy field, then they are going to feed onto your energy.
Hmm.
That is for sure. And as a healer, when I am working with someone whose energies are way, way, way darker than my capacity to handle, then my safety comes first,
Mhm.
always. You should know how to cut off and draw a boundary because if you really love yourself, you will first take care of yourself.
Mm.
It's like that. So you have to be careful. Even though at this particular stage I do not suffer from this problem, but if you're a advanced kind of a healer and if you have access to a couple of advanced modalities, when you are healing someone, let's say you're not doing any advanced procedure, you are doing a traditional healing by touch therapy or just sending energy. Okay, nothing too hi-fi, just traditional.
Mhm.
You really get access into their thoughts. You get access into their life. You get access into the images that are playing in their mind. You get access to the conversations that are playing in their head. You also, depending on the energy that you are using, you get an access into what is happening in their environment, every cord that is connected through them.
Mm.
You also get a reference of what is happening in their past life, what led them here. And if you're not careful enough, and if you are not detached enough, there is a very high possibility that you can copy paste all of those patterns into your own life. So, healing someone else is a very precarious piece of work. And every healer must remember that you are never doing any healing. Like when I am healing, I'm just a channel. Healing is happening through me.
True. Yeah.
I am just a media. And I cannot change anyone's destiny unless it is not written to be changed, unless they do not tackle their fate, they do not rise up to the occasion. I can help you, I can send you energy, I can guide you, I will do whatever it takes. But routinely, you will find three people coming up with three same problems, same three people's identical problem. But
Mhm.
all three of them will have a very different response because they are very different people. Their past is different. Their emotional, psychological thought process, everything is different. Circumstances are different. So, as a healer, it is not my responsibility to get them to a promising, heaven or, some kind of a high ground. I can help you to the degree that your destiny is willing to work, as long as you are willing to work. But in that case, also, my safety comes first.
Absolutely. Great, great. Mridula, in the interest of time, before we wrap up, if our listeners they would like to connect with you and explore more about iReAwake method, what would
So I do have a 30 minutes free call in which, I can take people into some kind of an inward journey. I can help them identify, or together, we can identify the major challenges they need to come out of and where exactly can they reach if they do decide to continue with their journey. And in that case, we do have a Calendly link I can share with you that you can share with your listeners. It's a free 30-minute clarity call at the end of which they can choose what they want to do for themselves. And how can they ascend to a better life? It only takes 24 hours.
super, super. I'll make sure to have all the links in the show notes and um I mean I don't have the exact words to say, Mridula, but this conversation was, oh my goodness, lot of surprises, lot of a deeper look into the moments, the events that shape our journeys, and about healing. Definitely, it isn't about doing more of the same, but I believe it's about finding the root of what's been blocking us and releasing it in a way that also feels actually long lasting. And
Yeah, true.
great. So thank you so much, Mridula. This was
Thank you, Sana, for having me here. And I'm looking forward to connect with you soon again.
absolutely. And to all the listeners out there, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Healthy Mind, Healthy Life. Until then, this is your host Sana, and I'll see you in the next episode where we keep peeling back the layers on what really takes to heal and live fully. Thank you.